Hey, we're going to do a quick session on how to use SketchUp Pro to model a solar home. So we're going to go to SketchUp.com, and you can do this for free. It's SketchUp free. Hit Start Modeling. It's an exciting start of your modeling career. I never thought I'd be a male model, but here I am. I'm a male, and I'm going to do some modeling. The idea with the SketchUp deal here is to create something that you can adjust and test to see how well it works as a solar home. So you can scroll in and out using the roller on your wheel to kind of zoom in and out. And your first tool you really want to get familiar with is this one down here on the left, where you can orbit. And so orbit around like this, you can kind of move around. There's also, if you go to the same menu, there's the hand here. This is the pan tool, so you can kind of grab and like move around. That works pretty well too. You can kind of palm his face also. Look at that. Move over here, over here, over here. To get started, usually what you're going to want to do, depending on the shape of your house, but usually you start using the rectangle tool, and just draw whatever size you think you're going to need for a floor. And then the walls can be a little tricky, and I haven't really figured out the best way to do that, but if you get on the end point of one of these and click and then drag to another end point, kind of hold it there, and then usually you can then just kind of raise the walls, but sometimes it snaps to somewhere else, which is a little frustrating. So you kind of have to just play around with it. See, like if I go like that, now I've got two floors. Control Z and undo. So it takes a little bit of kind of messing with it. Like here now, oh, see, I broke it. I broke the house. But again, it's there are different ways I think you can make it happen, but that's not one of them. One thing you can do is try it from different angles. If you're trying to get a wall up, and again, grab the rectangle, start at one corner, go to another, and raise the wall. Eventually you should be able to get it. If you try it, just kind of move around and try it from different places. And once you get one wall up, it becomes a lot easier to get the other ones, because then you can just go from sort of one corner up here, go to the upper one, down to this corner down there, and then it knows, like, oh yeah, that's definitely a wall. Hopefully that makes sense. So corner to corner can give you your walls. Now it's got the top on it as well automatically. What a deal. So here we have our styrofoam box. Awesome looking house. And we got to figure out which way is south here. So in order to do that, the best way to do that is to go over here to the right to the little eyeglasses tool. And when you scroll down on that one, you can turn the shadows on. Right now they're off. So if you turn your shadows on, let's choose a date and a time. So maybe we want to start with maybe winter. So let's go to somewhere near the winter solstice, right around December 21st or so. And then, pick a time like noon or something like that. And hide that menu. And now we should have some shadows. And we do. So we know that like at noon, shadows are the sun's in the south, so the shadows are on the north side. So now we know this must be the south side of the structure. In order to get some windows in there, then, because we want to have some sun coming in, you can draw windows like so. And again, you can probably do this. I'm going to do this really quick, but you could probably do a much more accurate job where your windows are actually similar size and all that good stuff. See how it kind of snaps to a different thing? So it's like, oh yeah, all right, that's good enough. So to get rid of the windows, go here to the arrow selection key, and you just click on the window spot, hit delete, and your windows are gone. Now this one here, I didn't like the shape of that much, but maybe you want to put a door in here. But if you want to change the shape of a window, you can, while you're still on the selection arrow, click on one of the edges of it, and you can move it. So here's the move cursor. So you're going to use this one here, and you can just kind of grab the midpoint or wherever, and then just drag that and make it a bigger window. Let's make it a sliding glass door. How about that? We'll just make it like something like that. pretend like a sliding glass door. So again, now if I want to make this the top taller, I can't just, I'm still selected on the bottom, so I need to go over here and select the top line. See how it turns blue? And then you can then move that up to whatever height you want. If you want to change any of the walls, for instance, where they are, you can grab what's called the push-pull tool right here. And this little guy will actually move an entire plane, entire wall or floor. If you want to make this thing taller, you can go like this. Push-pull tool, kind of a cool deal. You could even give some thickness to your walls if you wanted to come out a little ways or whatever. That's cool too. Or go in. What's tricky, of course, is that it starts to kind of like, it gets weird. So you got to be a little careful on how you use that. If you want to raise the roof up a little bit, this front deal here, you can do that. You can make these things a different shape than just a box, just a square or rectangular box. You can grab this and you could angle it back if you want and have it kind of angle up, or maybe you want to angle it forward. Ooh, what about that? You could find the right angle there. It might even shade itself. Oh, look at that. Now, how would you test that out? Well, you got to go to summertime. So go over here to the eyeglasses again, and shadows. Let's go to June 21st or so. All right, somewhere in there, close enough. And we'll go throughout the day. So here's morning. And look at that. Those never get any sun coming in the windows. Cool. So I could even probably go a little less than that even. Right? But then you want to check, hey, does it still work though in the winter? So, oops, go to winter. So here's December, winter solstice or so. Again, just you don't have to get exact date. You can type it in if you want. But and here we go, winter. How's it doing? Well, not too bad, not too bad. All right. Maybe you want your back wall to get a little bit more though, so you can move your back wall up closer, or you can make this whole thing taller. That's another option. Go tall, something like that. Maybe put some windows up here. You can put an overhang. I mean, whatever you want to do. But the idea is it's a lot of freedom of control, and it allows you to test it out. That's the key. Other thing we probably should mention is if you want to get all fancy with it, you can add textures and such. So if you go over here to this little materials box on the right, you can try out all kinds of different materials. Go over here and search, and there's asphalt and concrete and brick and carpet or whatever else you want to use. You can put in glass for your windows. You can see through it, kind of neat. Landscaping, metal, all that good stuff, roofing. So I mean, don't spend all your time doing that. I'd rather see a good solid model. But if you want to, here's my back wall has got some thermal mass. That's cool too. Alrighty. So again, test it, tweak it, change some things. If you want to put in some vegetation, you can do that also. Go over here to the components dealy here, and up here you can search the 3D warehouse. So if we want to put in, let's say, some fir trees along the back, how about something like Douglas fir all on the back. All right. Oh, these are not Douglas firs. Oh, hey. There's a lot of stuff made out of Douglas firs. So here's a Douglas fir tree. Let's see if it's three-dimensional. So you just click on it. And it's kind of nice if you can have it be, what the? Oh, it's huge. So if we zoom out, that is a large Douglas fir tree. So yeah, I mean, that would definitely work to block some of the winter wind. But you may want to resize that slightly. Go over here to the size tool. And you could probably shrink that down. Whoops, shrink that down a little bit to make it work. Oops, I'm not sure how to shrink that down. Sorry. So let's just get rid of that guy. But you can put in a variety of different stuff you want. If you want deciduous trees, you could put in an aspen tree in. All right. Oh, it's a. Oh, I didn't know Dodge made an aspen in the 1980s. Sometimes you have to be specific. Aspen tree. Hey, there we go. Aspen tree. And it's good to get the three-dimensional ones. So some of the ones that you can see that actually have a shadow sometimes are the better ones that you can put in. Hey, there's a more reasonable sized tree, and you can plunk that down. And again, you want to see where do I need to put this to get shadows to actually work. If you're like, I don't like blue trees, it's because it's selected. So go over here and just click somewhere else, and it'll unselect it, if that makes sense. Let's see, other options. Let me show you a couple of homes that are kind of a little bit more done. So if you go in, you can save these on your folder, but here's one that's got a little bit more already taken care of. I'm not going to save the current one, it's pretty basic. So here's one that's a little bit more complete. We've got overhangs, and again, you can draw a box on the wall there, and then use the push-pull tool to extend it out. So you can kind of go like this. If you're like, hey, I need some shade, and just put a box on the wall and then pull it out. If you want to add, let's say you wanted to add some different shapes maybe coming off of your home. So you want to have a whole other, I don't know, back wall. Let me find it. Well, let me use a better home that might work better for that. So here maybe you've got something like this. Here's a simple one that I've got started a while back. If your house is not going to be rectangular, what can you do? Well, you can actually you can draw circles and other different, polygons. But if you're feeling constrained by the rectangle, you can do you can actually just draw lines like this. You can maybe draw a line out here like this, and a line out here like this, and connect the two with another line. And now you've got a floor, and you can start to put walls on that. Boom. There's a wall. It's going to be a little tricky, but yeah, we can do a wall here, sure. Yeah. And a wall here. Of course, that window's not going to do as much good anymore. But again, then you can start to, like, oh, that doesn't really work, so grab, zoom around here a little bit. I'm going to bring that down a bit, so we actually have to select that. Let's see, like so, and you can actually change the endpoint of that. Whoops, that's going to change both the endpoints. So in this case, sometimes it's easier just to draw another line. Let's see, watch this. Sometimes it's easiest to draw another line from where you want to go. Like I want to draw a line from here to here, and then just go like this. Select that thing, delete, gone. And then you may need to actually delete the lines up here too. But using that line tool is pretty handy if you're trying to do some different shaped things. If you want to put a roof on this one, then you may need to like, oops, draw a line from say here down into there. Boom. And actually that fills it in for you. So what a deal. Now you've got kind of an odd shaped thing coming off there, but put some windows in that, or make it into a greenhouse, or whatever you want to do to make that work. The other thing you can do is actually do hillsides and make a three-dimensional kind of land model. And it takes a little bit more work. It's kind of a little trickier, but you have to kind of hunt around and figure out where that is. But you can then put your house into a hillside, which is kind of neat. But again, so you can see like I've used some curved lines to give it a little bit more interest, a little more shape. And this is just the start of a solar home. Earth tube cooling, check that out. Look at that. But it's kind of buried into the hillside, and you can actually get inside and test this thing out. I mean, you can actually go in the door if you want, or right through the windows, whichever. But go in there and like, hey, let's check this out. See how well it works during the day. Let's see. I think you can. Extends. Anyway, again, the idea though is make sure you test it. So go to shadows and go, all right, let's see how this thing actually stays cool in the summer. Getting near the